Good afternoon, this is Kathy Chambers, Tribal Chair of Bois, Forte, giving you our weekly update. And I'm very happy to report that we have no new cases and that everyone is out of isolation and quarantine. And so far, Nett Lake has had a total of 17 cases, and Vermilion has had a total of 25 cases. So the total number of cases for Bois Forte is 42 since the pandemic started. And as you know, the cases are very high within the state, and you hear about rising cases, but Bois Forte has been very good and has low numbers, so we're very happy with that. The Minnesota DEED program put a notice out yesterday to let students who have been impacted by the COVID virus or pandemic to apply for unemployment insurance by December 26th. And the reason for that is it will be coming out of the federal unemployment fund. And so anybody that knows any students who have been impacted by the COVID virus to apply for unemployment by December 26th. Also, the Bois Forte Community Housing Assistance Program, also known as CHAP. The deadline was last Friday, but we served 300 applicants. I want to give a shout out to the staff involved with that, the housing and Pam Hughes and some other staff, because a lot of people went above and beyond their job duties to ensure that people applied. And so to all you who did that, I don't want to leave out anybody or any names, but gee, miigwech to you for doing that. But they are now also processing those applications, so thanks again to everybody involved with that. Yesterday, which was Wednesday, December 9th, our food distributions went to the Off Reservation Elders, and that was completed. And we did serve Bemidji, Mountain Iron Ore, and the Y Store areas, and these were through a grant funded for elders food boxes, and so that went very well, and we're glad that got done, and hope to have more in the future. Our wild rice distribution, which will be 3 pounds of Nett Lake wild rice, machine finished, and our mental health packages, which are Native American specific. There's a little small package of sage and sweetgrass and a small shell. Those were all packaged and sealed up as of yesterday, and approximately 2,700 boxes are being sent out for band members. UPS will be delivering the physical addresses that we have on file, and the post office boxes, the US mail, will be using that. We are going to be using the current addresses that we have on file, and we think that there may be approximately 100 bad addresses, and we also want to make you aware that we have no extra boxes made up. So if you do not receive your box, I would check if you have a post office box with the post office, but anyone with a physical address should be getting them through UPS. I want to thank the mental health program and the staff involved. It took a lot. We had 25 volunteers down here yesterday trying to get that project completed and ready for delivery. So we've also ordered the Bois Forte logo masks and gaiters, and those should be in next week and will be mailed out in manila envelopes. Once we receive them, we will be mailing them out as soon as possible. So update your addresses. We can't tell you how much importance it is to update your address, because when we're trying to send information out, whether it be the gaiters or the masks or the food distribution with the wild rice and the mental health packages, we're using your addresses that you have on file. So please, that's how important your address is, and to have it updated. The 7 grandfathers teachings that I mentioned through our mental health program will be coming up beginning next week, and please check the website for those dates and times. There's also been updated quarantine guidance done from the Minnesota Department of Health, which is in conjunction with the CDC guidance. These are options for a 10-day or 7-day quarantine under certain conditions, and I want to emphasize that it's under certain conditions. And I would check the MDH website or the Bois Forte website, as those are listed on there for those conditions. But the safest option that we know is to stay away from others for 14 days. So just wanted to make sure that you knew about the updated quarantine guidance. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the stimulus package, and as we know, there is no agreement yet. We have heard, though, that there is a proposal for funding for tribes, and that language is going to be incorporated to ensure that tribes are included in this funding package if it ever gets approved. There is also the extension of the deadline to spend the previous CARES Act funding from 12/31, which is the end of this month, to hopefully September 30 of 2021. We hope they will make their decision before next week because that's when they will be taking their break. Because the eviction moratorium will end and all other provisions, special provisions related to the pandemic will end on 12/31/2020. So it's of utmost importance that they pass some type of stimulus package and also make sure that these other provisions continue on because it's extremely important for everyone involved. The vaccine has been in the news, especially today because the FDA is meeting to see about approval for that. Once the vaccine has been approved, which Canada and the UK and it's been on the news, once approved the shipment will be then sent to the Bemidji area for the Bois Forte band, and that will go to the Cass Lake Hospital where the freezers are in place to keep that. This is a Pfizer vaccine. Then whenever the shipment is received, the Bemidji IHS area office will drive Bois Forte's vaccines to Nett Lake, and they will also drive them to Vermilion. And then the vaccine needs to be used within 4 days after it arrives. So the priority right now will be our healthcare workers and emergency personnel and others, but we don't really know yet. Just depending on the number of doses, that will be determined. And then also the categories for which we're looking at teachers, we're looking at our Head Start daycare providers, those people that are working with our children. So the general public probably will not be receiving theirs until we don't know when, because the Moderna vaccine is also going to be coming out, but we really don't have a lot on that information on the Moderna yet. And so I know that one of our priorities will be our chronically ill and elderly patients because they are the highest at risk for the virus, and the implications by the virus are very severe to them. There's also been concern about side effects, and similar to the flu shot is some of the comments we've heard about the side effects, achiness and feeling sick, whatever. But they are also recommending that anyone who has any allergies or carries an EpiPen, anyone who's pregnant, and people who are receiving cancer treatments or have low immune systems do not take the vaccine. We have been told by our medical experts that if you are in doubt, to call and talk to your provider. We also have had Dr. Dury do a video, which is on our website, regarding the vaccine. So when in doubt, ask your provider. I do want to tell you that we have like a public information meeting on Tuesday mornings, and we were talking about the impacts that the the virus has had on individuals. And we've had two people we've asked to step up and see if they would be willing to do a video concerning how the virus impacted them. And those individuals are Robbie Gogolai, who is our executive director, and also Peter Boney, who is our tribal council rep. Both were positive with the COVID virus, and they just want to give you a personal view of how that impacted them with how they felt, how they still feel, and how it impacted their mental health, their family, and what have you. Because for those of us that haven't been exposed or haven't been positive, it does do a lot to you. And so we will be having videos done by Pete and Robbie, and so look forward to viewing those. They are setting dates to do that. I just want to give a heads up that our emergency assistance program through Travis Baki for heating will end tomorrow, Friday, December 11th. Please contact him at 218-757-3261 if you haven't already accessed the program. Also, we've been notified by St. Louis County that there's a surplus of emergency assistance funds for families with minor children in their household. These funds need to be spent by 12/31/2020. And if any families need emergency assistance, some of the major policy requirements are being waived. So if you have a financial worker within St. Louis County, please contact them. And if you don't have a financial worker through St. Louis County, please contact 218-726-2101. Again, 218-726-2101 to have an application to be mailed to you, and they will let you know if you're eligible for that program or not. We also were reminded this morning that because of the warm winter we're having and lack of snow, but it is going to be winter heating season, and we want people to please check your batteries in your smoke detectors or smoke alarms and your carbon monoxide detectors. We were very fortunate last night. We had a call regarding a carbon monoxide detector going off, and there were issues with it, so we want to put that reminder out there because, you know, we're so concentrated on the pandemic and the vaccine and the virus and social distancing and mask wearing that we forget about our everyday things or seasonal things that we need to do. So please check your batteries on your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide detectors. That's coming from our fire department, and I told them I would give a shout out to them for doing that because we don't want to see anybody have any issues with that as we get into the winter heating season. Last but not least, I would also like to say Chi-Miigwech to our community in Nett Lake and Vermilion, and our employees, Nett Lake and Vermilion, Fortune Bay, everybody within the Bois Forte Reservation. Because of our low amount of COVID positive cases, that just shows how well we are doing with our social distancing, mask wearing, and washing our hands, and adhering to the safety protocols regarding the virus. So it is very much appreciated, and we are the Tribal Council, so very proud of our community and our workers, and you know, we all will stick together and try to be as positive as we can be during these harsh times. Christmas will be coming. We do have our Toys for Tots program running, so please remember to turn your applications in. And then again, please be safe, wear your mask, social distance, and do not attend large gatherings, and try to at least stay 6 feet away from individuals, and just be safe. With that, we will give you another update next week. Hopefully we'll have more on the virus and Bois Forte's plans, and I want to say Chi-Miigwech to everybody. Have a safe and great weekend. See you next week. Bye.